Hey everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Disc Golf. Today we're playing Raptors Knoll, the back nine blues. I honestly think the back nine is a little bit harder than the front nine. There's a couple longer holes, a couple more tree holes, and well, we'll see how it goes. For hole 10, both blues and golds are the same tee pad. It's a triple mando through that Zuka structure, and often it's dead ahead. There's OB on the left and OB long. Today, however, we're throwing to the alternate pin position, which is on the right. You'll see it in the drone footage now. Often the most challenging part of this hole is that there's a ton of crosswind. Today it's not too bad, so let's chuck it and see how it goes. Right there. All right, and we're off. I personally like this hole in the straight ahead position because I find it challenging to throw that far straight and make the mando. I also forgot to say how far it was. 304 feet at the main pin, and a little bit less on the right hand pin here. First jump putt of the day. Here it goes. Not bad. Second jump putt of the day. Here it goes. Hole 11 is a 463-foot par 4. There's OB left, OB right, and an OB creek that snakes through the middle. There's also a hazard in the middle that's kind of pointy shaped, and if you land in that hazard, you have to take a stroke and play it from where it lies. So the challenge of this hole is the crosswind that likes to push you into ditches, hazard, or out of bounds. For me, with approximately 300-foot backhand, I can push it into the long ditch. I really want to lay it left, chip up, and putt in for birdie. And it's pretty much perfect. I think this is the more challenging pin placement for this hole because the pin is flanked by OB. There's that OB creek, OB long, OB left, and if you don't nail that upshot, you're going to be taking a needless stroke. Is that going to be inbounds? Come on, come on, come on! Yeah, sweet. And even with what was pretty much a perfect upshot, I've still got this awkward putt out from underneath the tree into the basket. Yep. On to the next hole. Hole number 12 is a bit of a deceiving hole. It's a 175-foot par 3, and it's a lot more challenging than it looks because now you're in the woods, now you need some touch, you need a turnover backhand or a nice stable forehand, and there's this tree that just fell and kind of blocked the turnover backhand from being such a good play. Anyways, let's throw it, see how it goes. Alright, that's pretty much as good as they get. There's a couple mistakes you can make on this hole. First of all, going long and into the road. Second of all, hitting a tree and being short. I am happy with that. I don't get this one all the time. The alternate pin location is off to the right and on top of this hill. I almost find it the easier pin location because you can forehand with something super stable right into the side of this hill and then you have a birdie putt. Number 13 is the long bomber. From the gold, it's a 1,000-foot par 5 on its longest layout. But we're playing the blues today, thankfully. Let's just keep walking, just keep walking, just keep walking. Hole 13 is a 625-foot par 5. It starts with a straight shot. Really the ideal play is if you can get it past the trees and out into the open. There's a dogleg left, and it's nice and straight along the side of the hill, flanked by OB left and right. And finally, in this basket position, it's elevated on some rock terraces. The alt basket position is about 100 feet longer, down the hill and to the left, with OB left, OB long, and for noodly arm players like myself, that other basket position adds a stroke. Really the most challenging shot is this first throw. If you got that distance, you're good, but if you get stuck in those trees, there's quite a low ceiling, and that's where I often end up, so it's hard to get distance on the second throw. Right, let's go. Just straight ahead. Yeah, see, that's about the best I can do, and I'm stuck in those trees, gonna have a super low ceiling, awkward pitch out. This is probably one of my favorite holes on the course in this position because it's got a lot of variety to it. It's easy to birdie, but it's also easy to bogey if you go out of bounds. Really, another 15 feet to the left and I would have avoided all of this awkward low ceiling stuff. This is almost perfect, actually. Yeah, that'll do. It's quite difficult to get full power here because I was really pinched off by that tree behind me. And that low ceiling didn't let me get a nice big hyzer out. Reality is that I just played that hole about as good as I can, and yeah, let's see where we ended up. About 30 feet from the OB, not too bad at all. Now this little chip up is also awkward because the disc likes to roll. Anyways. Nice little uphill putt. Yeah. Is that 3 in a row? Oh my goodness. Ooh. Nice. Hole 14 is a 238-foot island hole, where if you miss the island, you need to proceed to a drop zone. It's a jump putt from the drop zone, so it's not too bad. Anyways, yeah, just get it on the island and you're pretty good. Sometimes there is a bit of a headwind, which makes this hole challenging. Right now it's not too bad. So let's give it a run. Cool, a little tailwind almost, eh? Okay. Oh my goodness. That was pretty damn good. I'd honestly throw my whole bag on this hole if I weren't holding up people behind me, because it's so fun to try all the different angles, try hyzer and hyzer, forehand, backhand, just try to stick the island every single time. Let's see if we can make a putt, huh? Oh, so close. Player 2, man. That's a bit of a shame. I was honestly on track for my best back nine ever. Oh well. On to the hard hole. Hole 15 is a 443-foot par 4, and in my opinion, this is the hardest hole on the course, especially in the alternative pin placement. Right now it's in the short pin placement, so it's not too bad, but let me walk you through this and you'll see why it's hard. First, there's a casual creek and then a pretty skinny tree gap to make. Mando left of that big tree, and if you miss the Mando, you proceed to a drop zone. Hard right hand turn into the ideal landing zone for this hole, but don't go too far to the right because there's an OB creek, hazard side of the hill, and then up the hill on top, that's where the pin is located behind these super sharp spiky trees. The best play in my opinion is a right hand forehand into that flat spot, throw up to the basket and tap it in, but that's quite challenging to do consistently. And if you're early, you can end up in the woods taking a 6, 7, or even an 8, because it's just Narnia in there, honestly. Yeah, that's so good. Get through it. Oh, man. Even though I thought my forehand was super good, I hit some late trees, and I'm still probably going to have to pitch up and take a par in the end, because these trees that I'm behind, there's basically no look. Let's see. I mean, if you've got the arm from the knee, maybe. I'm in pretty much perfect placement for par from the short tee, but the longer tee is off to the right and that quite a bit, so it's really hard to get par even from here if this is your second shot. See these thick trees here? They're super thorny and they love to grab discs. So if your disc hits them, that's how you get 5, 6, or more on this hole. It's a long putt, but maybe. Oh, that player too, man. Hole 16, 348-foot par 3. There's OB left, right, and long, so you just got to keep it in the middle, keep it in bounds, and miss those trees. I can throw around 300 feet flat, and my best throw doesn't quite make it there. So for me, the play is to just keep it in bounds, tap up, take a par. Sometimes I'll have an edge of circle jump putt, but we'll see how it goes. The alternate pin on this one is off to the left and kind of pinched off by the OB and some thorny trees. I honestly think the straight ahead is the harder pin though, just because the temptation is to go for it. and often that causes the wind to turn over a drive into OB. Oh, I turned it over. Oh, but I didn't at least throw it into the out of bounds, so there's that. See, this isn't too bad, even though I shanked it a little bit. Okay, nice little upshot, and then we're there. Oh man, that wasn't a good upshot. That was too short. Tailwind putt though. I can make these. Right. There we go. Number 17 feels like we've told this story a couple times already. It's a 570-foot par 4 with OB left and OB right. The first drive is deceptively uphill. Get it placed right in the center, pitch up, and hopefully tap in for birdie. Right now it's actually in the short position, so it's a little bit less than 570. Makes it a tiny bit easier, but really if your first shot is errant, you go OB, and it's easy to take strokes on this hole that are unnecessary. There also is OB past the longer basket, so if you've got the power, best not to throw too far on the second shot. This is another hole with really strong crosswinds that you don't notice off the tee. So we're coming into this open section, maybe you can hear them. Basically that same shot again for me, eh? Oh, we were talking about wind, eh? Definitely pulled the second shot quite a bit to the right, more than I'd like. As you see the OB stakes there. Yeah, a little too close for comfort. Little headwindy, not too bad. Hole 18, 324-foot par 3. The OB on the left is deceptive because there's a steep slope towards it. So if you turn over a forehand, you're basically gone to the parking lot. The best play in my opinion though is a forehand with a slightly more stable disc than you expect. If you've got the distance for a big spike hyzer, that's real good. Yeah, it's not too bad. That was kind of the good miss towards the alt pin placement in the bushes up here, but still not a birdie opportunity. Yeah, that'll do for the par at least. Maybe. This is a tough par to make. Awesome. Hope the video was helpful for whatever tournament you have coming up at Raptors Knoll, and don't forget to check out Rare Discs, rarediscgolf.com for all your disc golf needs. Thanks for watching, see you in the next one.